Video series, and I'm going to be very honest. When you're doing live videos, it's touch and go sometimes when you make it here. So I just made it here in time. Here we go. Today we are taking a look at the two top-level, entry-level vehicles from Kia. So these are the top two trims on a Kia Rio. And there's a lot of reasons to buy a base-level Rio, and that makes sense for a lot of people. Manual transmission, basic options. These ones have a few more desirable options, including features you can't even get in the Kia Telluride right now. A couple of features, actually, a couple of major features, but you can get them in these cars, and that may be something that's desirable to you as well. And that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to go through these two cars in detail. So, if you've never joined us before and you just want to get to the content of this video and you're not live with us, you can skip ahead to the 3-minute mark if you want. If you don't skip ahead, we're going to show you how to join us live. We're also going to talk about some news and some notes, and I'm going to show you how to join us live right now. All right, let me zip over to my screen here. We've got the Kia website open. We need to go over to, there we go. Let's just get rid of this for a second. There we go. Okay, so if you want to join us live, we're going to mute my computer there. If you want to join us live, you've got a little standard video down here. If we refresh the page at exactly 2 o'clock Eastern time, which is what we're doing right now on a weekday, you will see that the video there comes to life. And it is our live video. We'll click onto that, and you're going to have to watch a quick little ad for All Brand. This is targeted marketing. Obviously, my boss was watching because he's considerably older than me. He's at least 3 years older than me. And All Brand is for a certain demographic, I believe. That's what they're targeting. So we're going to try to skip that ad. Anyways, if you are watching and you are live with, and if you're watching in Ontario and you want to buy a car from us, connect with me. If you're anywhere in Ontario, we can deliver a car to you. And there are 3 dealers that support us: Brantford Kia, Brantford Hyundai, and Owen Sound Hyundai. We can connect you with our sales team there. As soon as this video is done, I'll put a link in the description, and that's how you can reach them. I'm struggling today because I just arrived here a little bit late today, so I do apologize for that. All right, we got 1 minute to go. News and notes. The only news and notes I really have to share, while I'm also doing some quick little housekeeping on my computers here, is tomorrow, we've been talking a lot about the new Kia Sportage, the 2023 Kia Sportage. Tomorrow, I'm going to get to go see that with head office people, but more importantly, I'm going to be able to see the hybrid model, which as of yet has still been unintroduced in Canada, not introduced, but I'm going to see it and drive it. So I don't know if they'll let me video it, so I'm going to certainly ask. And if I do, it'll be a very short video, but we'll try to get something up for you tomorrow if we can. At the very least, I'll have some driving impressions, some more information, lots of stuff for you on that. And obviously, stay tuned for this to this channel, and we'll have more for you soon. All right, got a couple people joining us saying hello. If you're a regular with us, do me a favor, hit the like button. Rio videos, they have less views than some of the other videos. It's a less popular car in the lineup, but if you're interested in this car, it's a great little car. And let's hit the like button and let those people know who are searching for a Rio that we've got some videos on it. So, 3 minutes in, here we go. All right, Kia Rio. This is the entry-level vehicle in the lineup. Harder to find on dealer lots. The feeling had been for a while that maybe the Forte was kind of worth it, at least according to some dealers, because for when you get into monthly payments, you can get a Forte in the same price range as these. But a lot of people like a small, compact, easy-to-drive car. Fuel mileage on these cars is very easily attainable. And what I mean by that is there's no hybrid trickery. There's no anything else. These are just honest to goodness, around town and highway driving, very good fuel-efficient vehicles. And I have no problems getting in the 6s in these cars. When I talk about 6s, 6 liters per 100 kilometers. So again, 7.2 city, 6 on the highway, and I've been able to beat that every now and then. They're just easy to drive, easy to park, fun little cars. And again, they're basic transportation. But especially in this top trim here, we have a couple things that, like I said, you can't get things in that these cars have, even in the Kia Telluride. So kind of important things to keep in mind here. All right, let's show you some differences. Let me just show you all the trims that we have, just so you know where we're looking at today. All right, so coming to the top, you can choose a Rio trim on the website here. We've got a base trim, which is an LX Plus manual transmission. Then we go upgrade to LX Plus with the non-manual transmission. Then we go to LX Premium, which is what we have today, and EX Premium, which we also had today. So LX Premium, EX Premium. We can talk about pricing. We'll show you actually the pricing right now after we show you the keys. Differences in the keys. One is a jackknife style key, so it's still a key fob in your pocket. Technically, this would still be the older style keys of Kia. Most modern Kia keys, the newest ones on every car above this, has buttons on the side here. These ones still have buttons on the front, which was our standard key up until about a year or two ago. So they're still using the key from the previous generation vehicles, but there's no real harm in that. You'll see there's a little bit of a bling difference between the two. This one has a little bit more of a silvery looking plastic than the other one, but of course this one's keyless entry, so this one I can keep in my pocket. and, you know, get in the car without ever having to take this out of my pocket or my purse. Not that I carry a purse, but some people do. And of course, this one I would have to use in the ignition, but not the door. So we're going to keep this one handy. And that's actually the car we're going to look at first today. So we mentioned we'd look at pricing. Let's just show you right away on the window sticker here what we're looking at. MSRP is where I usually start, under 20 grand for this car. And that's, again, the third from the bottom. So you still got some good value there for $19,995. And then this one here, the second one, the top trim, highest model, $22,495. That's the most expensive one you can get. And I kind of like these trims. And again, if you are into like a base model car and that's why you're buying a Rio, that's a perfectly good option for some people. Some people just, you know, maybe they want manual transmission, not a whole lot of stuff. And I think that makes sense in the Rio. But you'll probably find a few of these options helpful for some of you. And that's why we're going to show you these two trims today. So let's jump in here and we will show you what we've got. So again, in this Rio, there are some upgrades that you may not notice from the lower trim lines. First thing is in your dash. As we take a look in here, I'm going to put the key in because, again, this is a keyed car, so I have to use the key. Key in, turn it 1 notch, 2 notches because we are inside. We don't want to gas anybody out. So we've got an upgraded dash in here. You can see the low fuel warning because this car has not been through our shop yet or anything else. Ignore fuel efficiency numbers when you see these cars because they have been idling, again, 8 kilometers, a lot of idling in this car going on. But the upgrade here is this center display screen. It's a color display screen, very good resolution, maybe hard to see on your camera, but certainly, or on your screen because of the way I'm filming here. But it's a very good, very high resolution screen. And there's lots of things in here, lots of things. Again, 14.7 liters per 100 kilometers is not what you're going to get in this car. But you've got your average fuel efficiency. So this is a colored bar graph, and the bar graph will fill in there with your instant average fuel economy, driver assistance settings, and then you have a digital speedometer if you want there as well, which I kind of like, and you can switch it to miles per hour. The original digital speedometers in some of our cars a few years ago did not switch to miles per hour. So this is fully modern stuff. You buy a Kia K5 right now, you're getting a lot of the same type features in that car as you do in here. So just a nice little upgrade at this trim level. You get a lower trim level. It's not a color display. It is a display in there, but a little bit less functionality in there. Now, we mentioned that you get features that you can't even get on the Kia Telluride, and this is one of them. This one has an 8-inch screen here, which the Telluride, of course, has a bigger screen, but you do have wireless Android Auto and wireless Apple CarPlay, and you can't get that on the Telluride right now. So top of the trim, you know, can't get that on a Stinger right now either. So top trim vehicles, you can't get what you can get in here. And what that does is it gives you navigation right here in the dash through Google Maps, Apple Maps, or whatever your phone can use, and it can project it up here as if it's sort of a built-in navigation system. And what I like to do is use this little button here. You can set that button up for just about anything you want. Well, not anything you want, but several different things. And if you set that button up for phone projection, it's called, it'll bring your Android Auto or Apple CarPlay up to the screen here, and you can have some of those Google Maps, Apple Maps right there on the screen, which is pretty handy. This particular car has just sort of the standard radio here, so we'll dig into the radio just for a second here. As we jump in, you'll see it's AM, FM, and that's it, but it does have HD radio. And again, the clarity of this display screen is a real jump up from previous model Kia Rios. You're now into our fully modern software and good clarity on the screen. And you can see that pays off when you go into a backup camera here. Nice clear backup camera. You've got the guidelines. Again, the blue lines, when you're backing into a spot, you're just going to line them up with the parking spots lines, and it'll line up perfectly in line. And then, of course, the yellow and red lines kind of go where you're steering the wheel. So nice and easy to see, good wide view there as well. And you've got a few different features here. When we are driving forward, you have your blind spot detection. And of course, when you're backing up, you've got your rear cross traffic alert. And what that means is if I'm backing up here and there's someone like a minivan parked beside me, so let's say I can't see because there's a minivan here, as soon as the back edge of the vehicle goes out into a little bit of traffic, it can warn you of anything crossing your path. Maybe somebody walking with a stroller, maybe somebody driving by, biking by. It can see those things with the radar system, and it can alert you when you're backing up. So in addition to warning about things in your blind spot, good safety feature, it also warns you about things that could be behind you as well. Coming down here, we've got just a typical, easy to use, simple climate system. 1, 2, 3 dials, that's all you really need. Air conditioning's down here, rear defrost is right there, simple, simple. Down on this one here, you have a rubberized pad right here. It's not a wireless phone charger, but it is a good spot to put your phone. And of course, you can plug into a USB port there, which can also be a wired connection for Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. You got a 12-volt port right there. And down here, a separate area to put your stuff down there. Now, Coming down here, a couple nice options, rump roasters. And one thing about the Kia Rio is the rump roasters work very well. They turn on very quickly, they warm up very quickly, and these cloth seats, they just seem to heat up really nicely and quickly. So it's one of the best things about the Rio is you get really instant heat almost in your electric rump roasters there, seat heaters. And then of course you've got the steering wheel heater here as well. So that's a nice little feature. If you've never had a steering wheel heater before, it's just really nice on a cold winter day. So, and the other thing is because you're not going to be driving with gloves on, because you can, well, you don't need to because you've got the heated steering wheel. And then, of course, you can use this display screen when you haven't got gloves on. So it's just nice to have when you've got these big display screens. Nice to have that heated steering wheel. And then you've got a sport button here, which is just a drive mode. So you have sport or normal. You turn on the sport mode or turn off the sport mode. So just like the Kia Soul. The Kia Soul has a drive mode button, but it's only got two drive modes, normal and sport. So same idea here. Normal is obviously the regular mode, and then the sport button hits the, obviously ramps up a little bit. Automatic transmission has been revised in this car along its lifespan. The early vehicles came with a 6-speed transmission, which was fine. This one comes with the IVT. Now, we use an IVT like this in something like the Kia Seltos, something like the Kia Soul, something like the Kia Forte, and it's also in the Rio. IVT transmissions are really good for economy cars, not so fun for sports cars, but they are great for fuel efficiency, and it really improves the drivability. If you've ever driven a car with a smaller engine, smaller car like this, as it's moving through the gears, it kind of revs up and shifts, and revs up and shifts, and it kind of is a little bit jerky. The previous Kia Rio, it wasn't like that was a huge problem with it, but you felt that. That's the way it was. The new transmission here, the IVT transmission, smooths that out and just makes the car better to drive, better overall. It's really, really good. All right, let's take a look at the wheel here as you come across. I'm going to ask you to take a look here just because it is different in the other car that we're about to show you. So right here, you've got just your cruise control over here. And this is sort of your menu items to control that display screen right over there. So simple stuff right there. And then coming across here, obviously you have a way to activate Siri or also speak to the car for various things. And then you can use your phone controls there as well. Automatic headlights, that's pretty much a government requirement there, but you can see they are automatic if you want them, turn on at night as necessary, and then of course your wipers there with it full intermittent and everything else in there. So a well-equipped driver's environment. Sunroof, obviously you can see on these two trims you have there. One thing that you guys like to have in our cars, which for whatever reason is moving away, they still have a sunglasses holder up here as well, which is kind of nice, padded up there, and traditional mirror area. And take a look up here, there's nothing behind this mirror. Just remember that because we're going to go show you the other car and we'll talk about some features that are in that one. So let's jump to the other trim, which is one trim above this, and talk about some of the extras that you get in there. They are very similar, but obviously there are some differences as well. First difference, you can probably see if I flip the camera around here, is different wheels. So we'll talk about those different wheels. They're both alloy wheels, but you have a different wheel design. Used to be the top trim Rio had a larger wheel. Now they've gone back to the regular wheel. I mean, looks-wise, I guess one's better, but most people are buying these cars for efficiency, economy. Smaller wheels are slightly more efficient usually. They're also, a little bit cheaper to replace those tires. So just something to keep in mind. Small wheels are a good thing if you're thinking about economy. Coming in here, let's take a look. Kind of the same. If you don't pay, if you're not a Kia nerd like me, you may not realize a whole lot of differences in this car. I gotta move the seat just a little bit. But let's take a look at some of the differences. Oh, I forgot to peel the plastic. All right, so let's first of all start with this. Push button start. So we're gonna turn the car to the on position. Everything's coming to life there. And I did forget to peel this. I didn't jump in here in time to peel this with the shipping plastic. I started here and I got pulled away. So let's just take these white plastic things off because that is not different. That is just shipping plastic. And I just cut my nails yesterday. There we go. I got it. Okay, shipping plastic's gone. Same thing with this shipping plastic down here. I did mean to do this before, but like I said, I didn't get here in time. Hopefully we can see past this. See, I want you guys to see past this, but I do want to show you a difference here in the stereo system, which I'm going to do if I can just get this. Now it's bothering me. I have to do this in front of you. All right. We got the shipping plastic gone. So one difference here is, again, Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, it's still wireless, but we're gonna tap into here and gonna tap right into our full stereo system. You can see, oh, what's this? This is a satellite radio station. So you have satellite radio on this top trim line. So I'm a big fan of satellite radio. If you are doing any traveling or that kind of thing on the road, no commercials, and of course you get 3 free months of satellite radio anytime you buy a car with this. So there we go. And then you guys are laughing at me and my nails. That's funny. Okay. So you do have some of those features in here. You've got a lot of the same menu items in here. Oops, let's just go back there. Didn't mean to do that. You've got a quiet mode, which can mute your rear speakers. Not really super practical in a small car, but on our larger cars, they do that to allow your rear passengers to maybe listen to their own earbuds or maybe have a something on there. Watching you peel plastic is like an unboxing video. Yeah, except that they're competent at unboxing, and I'm like the incompetent plastic peeling unboxing thing. This is why one day we'll do a me peeling a car, because you can see how these cars come when they come from the factory. Anyways, you guys are making fun of me, and I'm totally cool with that today. All right, coming down here is another big difference. You now move to an automatic climate control system. So somebody had this set a little bit warm, but you set it for whatever you want. So this again needs to be wiped down just because it was a brand new car just shipped. But yeah, set the temperature to 20.5, leave it on auto, and it figures it all out for you. Now, of course, you can override it with everything you need to do here, but the air conditioning, you just press it on using this button here if you want to override it. But you don't need to do that with the air conditioning. You just sit there and set it to 20.5. If it needs air conditioning, it'll give you air conditioning. If it needs heat, it'll give you heat, and it'll also direct it around, close off everything, and do what you need to do. So automatic climate control is kind of nice. Down here, again, still no wireless charge pad in this vehicle here. Just because I know people will ask, I'll tell you that it's not, but you can plug in right here. You don't need to plug in if you're just using your system, but you will need to plug in to charge. Again, wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay, or you can plug in and do it wired. Same idea here, same idea, everything down there. Now, coming to the steering wheel, there are a couple differences here. The biggest one is right here. You'll notice we still have our cruise control here. We still have our menu controls, but instead of having the OK button down here, now the OK button is pushing this in. So you can go up, you can go down, and you can hit OK by pressing it in, because you have a lane follow assist button. So when you have this lane follow assist button, what that does is, remember behind the mirror, there's a difference in this mirror, but remember now there's something behind there. So lane follow assist, what it does is, we'll look forward. It has a camera that looks forward. When it's looking forward, it can see the lane markers in front of you. That lane follow assist is a very precise system that helps the car stay centered in the lane. It takes some of the stress of driving out. And if you always thought it'd be cool to have a Tesla that kind of steers for itself, that's kind of what this Rio does. It can steer for itself. It can keep itself centered in the lane. So you're still responsible for where the car goes, and that's why it's going to tell you to keep your hands on the wheel the same way a Tesla does to keep your hands on the wheel. But you can press that button, and it keeps you centered in the lane. And if you're doing a lot of long driving or a lot of highway driving, that's a super nice feature to have. So that also gives you, because it has that camera looking forward, a forward collision avoidance system. So if you're not paying attention, the car is capable of stopping for itself to avoid a collision, which is just a really nice safety feature to have as well. So that's kind of the major difference in here. You're also going to see the Uvo Intelligence, which is now Kia Connect, tow truck or SOS. This actually navigation button is probably not going to continue on most cars, but you have that right on the mirror there. So again, if this car was in an accident, it would notify authorities for it. If an airbag goes off, you don't have to wait to have someone else call the police. It can call the police and ambulance for you because it senses an airbag go off. If you need to call for something yourself, you can do that. To call for a tow truck, you can hit that. And the bigger thing is you now have a cell phone app that can control this car. You can remote start the car from the cell phone app, which is a pretty cool system as well. So that's free for 3 years, and then there'll be a tiered system of how much features it offers you in the future. But the cell phone app is pretty cool to just control your car or control parts of your car from there as well. So those are the main differences. Again, we looked at the sunroof. Why don't we just open this sunroof just for a second so you can see how far back it goes. It's kind of well positioned. A lot of times you have bigger sunroofs, like this is a normal size sunroof, but because it's positioned, even if you're short, tall, whatever you want, it is a good space. And then the other thing that I'll show you is the seats are height adjustable, so you can move them up quite a long ways. You can move down quite a long way. So if it looks like there's not a lot of headroom right now, this seat's sitting fairly high. So why don't we just pump it down for a second here, going all the way down, way down. And now you can see I've got a lot of headroom. And if you're a shorter person, you can bring it all the way up, which will take a second here, but we'll show you that as well. And it's the same in both these cars. So I could probably have my head right out the sunroof here. I do need a haircut, and I am still balding, so I do apologize. I haven't been able to have that done. All right, keep going up here. My head's pretty much out the sunroof. So remember we had all that space? My head is literally out the sunroof now. So yeah, I'm literally out the sunroof. So lots of height adjustable ability in this car. If you're sharing it with a taller and shorter person, it will work. But if you're just a taller or shorter person yourself, regardless of your size, you should be able to get fairly comfortable in this car, which is nice to have in a smaller car. A lot of small cars are not that spacious, and this one's pretty good. All right, let's turn the car off again. We're gonna go take your questions right now, and it's warning me that my it warned me right there that my sunroof is open. I had a red blinking spot there. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see if we can get... Oh, it's not focusing very well. Come on, camera. Oh, I just knocked my camera. Anyways, in real life, there you go. It's a red blinking sunroof in there. So you can see that. So super easy to see. Camera was having trouble adjusting to that. So again, just nice little things that warrant you in the dash with that sort of slightly upgraded display. So do me a favor, guys. We're at 56 people on. Let's see if we can get to 50 likes. That's another, what is it, 34 so far. So you guys do the math. Let's get to 50 likes. 15 likes to go. We got 35 now. So 15 likes to go. And we'll get to 50 likes if we can. I'm going to try to take your questions right now. And we're also going to go rear seat, trunk, and then we're going to look at some of the lighting. These ones have upgraded lighting, so we'll just turn lights on both. I believe it's identical lighting, but if it's not, we will find out together. Okay, so, yeah, you guys are saying I remind you of unboxing videos. Yeah, there's a reason that I'm not making a career out of that. I'm not good at that. All right. Hey, a car I can actually afford, that's exciting. Yeah, that's kind of the thing with these. A Rio is a car that a lot of people can afford. Having the features like the wireless Android Auto, wireless Apple CarPlay, having the lane follow assist, the ability for it to sort of center itself in the lane, steerish itself for you. That's kind of a fun thing about this car. It's also very easy to drive and park, and I think that matters. Sometimes it's just easy to pull in a parking spot. You know, I was talking to a friend the other day, and they were saying, yeah, I don't need like things like a backup camera and those kind of things. And it's like, yeah, backup cameras are legal now. They're required in all cars. But this is a car where, exactly, you don't need all those fancy safety tech. It's just easy to drive, but you have the safety tech on these two trims if you want it. So there is that. Let me see. Somebody would love to see the full unpeeling of these cars. Yeah, except you'd have to watch me do it, and then you'd see me learning to swear more, because sometimes it's very difficult. All right. Yeah, a while ago I saw a blue Sorento EX Plus, but the whole interior is covered with shipping plastic. Yeah, the cars that come from Korea are usually the most wrapped up. The cars that come from the States have a little bit less wrapping on them, but yeah, there can be some fun cars. This market is dying. Why sell these? Oh, okay. Stephen Wong says, this market is dying. Why sell these? Because people like them and people buy them. And you'll notice in dealer inventories, we stock accordingly. The cars that sell popularly, we have more of, and the cars that don't sell as popular, we sell them. So I hope I answered your question of why we sell these. That was a dumb question. We sell them because people like them. They're offered. All right. I usually never criticize people. I'm sorry about that. Okay, let's jump into the trunk here. Same thing in both trunks, exactly. So you can see I pop open that. Now, this one does have the keyless entry. So even if the car was locked, that little touch button in there, it is dirty. It can sense that my button is near, and I would never have to take the key out of my pocket. Now, this one here, if the car was locked, I would have to hit the unlock button. It wouldn't just pop because I'm in close proximity. And that's another advantage of that keyless entry that people forget about, is that keyless entry just gives you a couple extra features with things like the button. So there we go. All right, let's do the teddy test. Teddy bear test is right here. I'm going to take this shipping plastic out because otherwise it'll get stuck to my teddy, and that's already been a problem. We have to surgically remove some of this from him later. Uh-oh. There we go. Okay, so teddy bear test. You'll notice the car is a narrower car than something like a Kia Sorento, Kia Telluride, and yeah, it's just a little bit narrower, so this teddy's a little more squished, but he easily fits. It's a fairly deep trunk, and of course the benefit with a hatchback is you can put the seats down, take the cover out, and it's quite a bit larger as well. So you've got that. You guys are all laughing at me. I'm having a rough day, guys. I just got here. It was a rush. But yeah, if you put the seats down here, you can fold those seats down as well. We'll hop in the back of the other one there in a second. Same trunk in both cars, but you can see, yeah, Teddy gets pretty comfortable right there. And I didn't show you the back seat yet, so let's do that as well. This seat was adjusted relatively close for me. I could move it around, probably move it a hair forward, but let's be honest, there's not as much room in this car as there would be in something like a Kia Forte, as an example. And I got mats back here, but I'm trying to show you the best I can. All right, so in this seat, no rear center armrest. That's just what you get in the Rio. It is what it is. I'm a 6-footer. 6-footer sitting behind a 6-footer, no problem. Oh, somebody asked about the inflator kit or spare tire. Let's check both trunks to make sure. I'm not sure. I think it's an inflator kit, but we'll check. All right, knee room here, leg room here. Normally I like plastic backed seats. You guys have always heard me talk about that because if you have kids back here, you can wipe them clean. In a vehicle with less knee room, you may appreciate the cloth back seats, because if you just need that little bit of extra legroom there, you can brush across here, and this is a very hollowed out area. It's not, the driver's not going to feel in their back you're coming through here. So while it is a cloth back seat, you can get a little extra room there. And then the one extra thing I should show you down here is they do have a single USB port down at the bottom there. We'll just check the rear seat of the other one. I think it's the same thing in both, but we'll just make sure. So let's just double check here. It is a single USB, exactly. So same exact seat in there. Pocket on the passenger side here on the higher trim line. I don't think I saw that on this side, or maybe I'm blind. Nope, there is a pocket. So again, same back seat in both. No issues there. Now, you guys asked about inflator kits or spare tires. Let's take a look together. There you go, inflator kit in the LX Premium, and I believe it is the exact same. So the benefit of an inflator kit, let's be honest, I prefer a spare tire over inflator kit. I'm not trying to sell you on the inflator kit. If you want a spare tire with this car, ask for it when you order the car, or when you're buying the car. We'll add it as an accessory in the trunk and you'll have a spare tire. But the benefit of an inflator kit is you do have the little pump there to top up your tires, and you have a lot of extra space below the trunk. If you're going camping or something like that, you can throw a lot of clothes down there, and some people forget that you can use that space for storage if you wanted to. So just to double check the top premium, LX Premium model, or EX Premium model, excuse me, instead of the LX Premium, what we just looked at. Teddy bear's gonna fall off his chair there. All right, we'll take a look down here. And again, same thing exactly. So just so we're clear, can it fit a spare tire? Absolutely. So spare tire, like I said, if you want a spare tire, when you're buying the car, double check, say I want a spare tire. We can put one in as an accessory kit. We can build it into part of the deal for you and make it work for you. So there we go. All right, we are at 26 minutes. I'm gonna take your questions really quickly. Make sure there's nothing left. If you have a question about these cars, ask that right now. If you have an off-topic question, we'll ask that in just a second or so, and we'll go from there. And we were searching for 50 likes today. So 5 of you that are on right now that have not hit the like button, do me a favor. Hit the like button. Let's see if we can get to 50 likes and go from there. All right. Coming to the questions here. Let's just go down the bottom. All right. Then on the way to camp, okay, hold on. I gotta read. You guys are having some comments here and I missed. Do you guys have the Kia Ceed? Not in Canada, no. I think a Rio or Forte EV would be cool instead of these really expensive EVs. So the problem with EVs is they are expensive anyways. I think the first affordable EV should be something like the Kia Soul sized. The Rio is a little smaller car. It's a very narrow market to make an EV. You're going to have a little bit more expensive vehicle that way. The Forte, I think you could hybridize that. The Elantra, of course, is hybrid. But going full EV, you're still dealing with fairly expensive vehicles. And that's why they're building the bigger vehicles first, is because that's where they've got, the room. If you buy a larger vehicle, people have the room to pay for that. So that's why they're going there. Hybrid Forte would be good. Yep, that's true. Hybrid Forte would be good. They don't have it. Of course, the Elantra is a hybrid availability in that car, so there's that. All right, I don't see a whole lot of on-topic questions as in about this car. Oh, what's the liters per 100 kilometers? We showed that earlier. 7.2 and 6, I think. Let me just make sure. 7.2 and 6 liters. Yes. Oops. Yeah, 7.2. Whoops, sorry, I thought we were flipping this way. 7.2 and 6 liters per 100 kilometers there. So 6.7 liters combined. And we really do get, that's an achievable mileage number. I find that it's quite easy for me to achieve that number. And that's the thing with this. A lot of cars will have a nice mileage number written on the sticker because it managed to get that in the testing cycle. But real world driving, especially real world in-town driving, a lot of these cars fall short. Rio does well as in-town mileage. So there is that. All right. Somebody says, smack that like button, guys. Peter deserves the love. All right. Thanks, guys. Does Kia and Hyundai... Oh, yeah. We're not going to talk about that. Somebody's having fun here trying to get under my skin. I don't make the things. If you have questions about issues with things, question the people that make the cars. I just tell you what they're like. All right. Best small cheap car. I like it. Yeah, it is very good. Forte looks a bit more mature, they said. So some people, and that's the catch with these cars, is a lot of people, you get into that price range of a Forte, and a lot of people say right away, I want the Forte because it's a little bit bigger car. It just depends on what you want. And by far, the Forte is a better selling car than this, and I think that makes some sense. I think more people are into that little bit larger rear seat, a little bit larger sedan style vehicle. But those who like hatchbacks, those who like these small cars, these are great little options for you. So, I I think we're going to leave it there, guys. Thanks again for watching. Now, tomorrow, in the morning, I am in Toronto, Mississauga, Toronto area, chatting with some head office people and driving a Sportage hybrid for the first time. And then I'm going to zip back here. So I haven't fully decided what I'm going to do here. I'm going to have something ready to go, but I'll do that as well. So follow me on Instagram if you like, which is Peter_Kia_Hyundai, Kia Hyundai channel with underscores between the words. Follow me on Instagram. I'll try to post what I can on Instagram. I don't know if they'll let me take a video of what I'm doing there, but we'll try if we can. So thanks everybody for watching. We'll see you again in the next one.